Diana said to Charles, "I'm failing as a mother. I'm afraid of William," when Charles froze. "Don't be ridiculous, Diana. Every mother feels this way," he said. But what Diana was experiencing was much darker than normal maternal feelings. That night, Diana realized she would have to fight this battle alone. August 2nd, 1982, Monday evening. In the sitting room of Kensington Palace, Diana Spencer sat on the floor, knees drawn to her chest, crying quietly. William was 6 weeks old and sleeping in his crib upstairs. Charles was watching the evening news, having noticed Diana's condition, but choosing not to say anything. Diana had been feeling very strange for the past 6 weeks. During pregnancy, she was very happy, eagerly awaiting motherhood. But after William's birth, everything had changed. She felt very different. "Charles," Diana called quietly, but Charles didn't look up from the television. "Charles, please," Diana repeated a bit louder. Charles finally turned. "What is it, Diana?" "I'm tired. It's been a long day." Diana dried her eyes and looked at Charles. That familiar expression of impatience was on his husband's face. It was always like this lately when Diana tried to talk to him. "Charles, I need to talk to you." Diana spoke softly but firmly. "About William. About myself." Charles sighed and turned off the television sound. "Diana, if this is about your concerns regarding baby care again, we have a nanny. Barbara is very experienced. She can handle everything. This isn't about her." Diana shook her head. "It's about me. I feel very strange, Charles." Charles looked at Diana more carefully. His wife really looked terrible. The circles under her eyes had darkened, her hair was disheveled, and she had lost a lot of weight. "Strange how?" Charles asked. Diana took a deep breath. She had been preparing to have this conversation for days. "Charles, I'm a bad mother." Charles was surprised. "What do you mean?" "I don't love William." Diana's eyes filled with tears. "I mean, I love him, of course, but I don't want to touch him. I'm afraid to hold him." "Is this normal?" Charles was relieved. "Diana, every new mother feels this way. This is very normal. You're just very tired." "No, Charles." Diana shook her head. "This is different. When I see him, I panic. My heart beats very fast. I can't breathe. The other day when I heard him crying, I went to hide." Charles's expression changed. "You hid?" "Yes," Diana confessed shamefully. "I locked myself in the bathroom and cried. Barbara took care of him. I'm running away from my own child, Charles." Charles was beginning to understand the seriousness of the situation. "Diana, maybe you need some rest. Maybe you should talk to your mother, or—" "My mother?" Diana laughed bitterly. "My mother said, 'Did you think being a princess would be easy?' She said, 'Every woman gives birth. You'll get used to it too.'" Charles took Diana's hand. "Diana, you're a perfect mother. William loves you very much." "No, he doesn't," Diana screamed. "He cries when he sees me. It's like he knows something bad will happen. When I touch him, he gets restless." "Diana, calm down. The baby probably senses your nervousness. If you calm down, he'll calm down too." Diana stood up. "Charles, can you understand? I'm failing as a mother. I'm afraid of William, my own child." Charles also stood up and approached Diana. "Don't be ridiculous, Diana. Every mother feels this way. This is temporary. Hormonal changes." "Hormonal changes?" Diana's voice rose. "Charles, I think about killing myself every day." This statement shocked Charles. He froze and looked at Diana. "What did you say?" "Every day," Diana began crying. "Every morning when I open my eyes, I think, I wish I hadn't woken up. I'm afraid I'll hurt William. I'm such a bad person, Charles. Charles was stunned. Diana, don't say such things. You're a wonderful woman. You're just tired. I'm not tired, Diana shouted. I'm sick. Something is very wrong. Normal mothers don't fear their children. Normal mothers don't hesitate to hug their children. Charles saw that Diana was very upset, but hadn't realized the situation was this serious. Diana, please calm down. Maybe we should talk to a doctor. Which doctor? Diana asked. The royal doctor will say everything is normal. I can't go to a psychiatrist. It would be a scandal. No one should know that Princess Diana has mental problems. Charles knew she was right about this. The royal family didn't accept mental health issues. Such matters were always kept secret. So what will we do? Charles asked. I don't know, Diana shouted desperately. I don't know Charles. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I'm asking for help. Charles hugged Diana. Okay. We'll solve this. We'll solve it together. Diana cried in Charles's arms. Charles, I'm so scared. What if I hurt William? What if I lose control? That won't happen, Charles tried to calm her. You would never hurt William. Are you sure? Diana looked up at Charles. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of myself. Charles saw the fear in Diana's eyes. This was real fear, real pain. Diana, Charles spoke seriously, if you want me to be honest, this situation scares me too. It scares you? Diana asked. Yes, because you were never like this before. You were always a strong, cheerful woman. Now you're very different. Diana nodded. I don't recognize myself either. Who is this woman? Who is this mother? This isn't me, Charles thought. Diana, maybe we can talk to a specialist secretly. Someone outside the royal family. Secretly. Is that possible? Diana asked hopefully. I'll investigate. But what will we do for now? William needs his mother. Diana's face darkened again. I don't know, Charles. Barbara takes very good care of him. Maybe I should stay away until I get better. Diana, that's not a solution. You are William's mother. But I'm not a good mother. Diana started crying again. Good mothers love their children. Good mothers take care of them at night. I can't. Charles understood how much Diana was suffering, but didn't know the solution. Diana, I love you very much. We'll get through this situation. What if we can't? Diana asked. What if I stay like this forever? What if William remembers when he grows up that his mother didn't love him? That won't happen, Charles said firmly. I won't let it. Diana hugged Charles. Charles, please don't tell anyone. If the Queen finds out, if the media finds out, they'll take William away from me. No one can take William away from you, Charles consoled her. You are his mother. But I'm not a good mother, Diana whispered. Maybe they should take him. Diana! Don't talk like that. You're a wonderful woman and you'll be a wonderful mother. Diana stood in Charles's arms, but still couldn't trust herself. Charles, will this pass? Will it really pass? It will pass, Charles promised. But you have to fight. This illness is fighting with you. You have to be stronger than it. How? Diana asked. I don't know yet, Charles admitted. But we'll learn. We'll talk to specialists. We'll find treatment. That night, Charles and Diana talked for a long time. Diana told all her fears, all her bad thoughts. Charles listened, tried to understand. Diana, Charles finally asked, when did this start? Right after William was born? No, Diana thought. The first few days I was very happy. Then it gradually started. It got much worse in the third week. What kind of things did you feel? Sadness, fear, helplessness, Diana listed. I want to cry constantly. I can't enjoy anything. I don't even feel happy when I see William. Charles noted these down. How about sleep? I can't sleep. I wake up at night. I cry. When William cries, I panic. Food? I can't eat. My stomach is constantly nauseous. As Charles listened to what Diana was telling him, he understood that this situation was much more serious than normal postpartum sadness. Diana, tomorrow I'll talk to Dr. Peterson. She's someone trustworthy. It will remain confidential. Diana nodded. Thank you, Charles. I can't get out of this situation alone anymore. You're not alone. Charles held her tightly. We'll get through this together. The next day, Charles found a trustworthy doctor, as he had promised Diana. Dr. Margaret Peterson was a psychiatrist working at a private clinic in London who had previously worked with royal family members. Charles met with her secretly. Dr. Peterson, Charles spoke seriously while sitting in the office. My wife is going through a very difficult period. Dr. Peterson looked at Charles with experienced eyes. Postpartum? Yes. William was born 6 weeks ago. Diana was fine at first, but she's changed a lot lately. How has she changed? Dr. Peterson began taking notes. Charles listed all the symptoms Diana had told him about. Fear of the baby, thoughts of self-harm, sleep disorders, inability to eat. Dr. Peterson nodded. This looks like postpartum depression. I need to talk to Diana to assess how serious it is. Can this remain confidential? Charles asked worriedly. If the media finds out. Patient confidentiality is a sacred rule, Dr. Peterson assured. No one will find out. When Charles returned home, he found Diana standing outside William's room. The door was open, but Diana wasn't going in. Diana? Diana turned. Her eyes were red. He's sleeping. He looks very peaceful. Barbara sang him a lullaby. Why don't you sing to him? Charles asked gently. Diana shook her head. When he hears my voice, he starts crying. When he hears Barbara's voice, he calms down. I disturb his peace. Charles took Diana's hand. This is temporary, Diana. I found a doctor. We'll meet tomorrow. Diana looked hopefully. Really? Is she trustworthy? Very trustworthy. And it will remain confidential. The next day, Diana met with Dr. Peterson at a private clinic. No one at the clinic recognized her. She was treated like a normal patient. Lady Diana, Dr. Peterson greeted warmly. Tell me how you're feeling. Diana was very shy at first, but Dr. Peterson's understanding attitude relaxed her. Doctor, I'm a bad mother. Diana went straight to the point. Why do you think so? Diana told the whole story. Her fear of William, not wanting to hold him, crying crises in the middle of the night. Dr. Peterson listened patiently. Diana, I can give you a diagnosis. This is postpartum depression, and it's not your fault. Diana was surprised. It's not my fault. Absolutely not. This is a medical condition. Hormonal changes, chemical imbalance. It has nothing to do with your character. Diana felt relieved for the first time. So is there treatment? Of course. Combination therapy. Both talk therapy and medication if necessary. Medication? Diana worried. But I'm breastfeeding. There are safe medications during breastfeeding. But let's try therapy first. Diana began meeting with Dr. Peterson twice a week. The first sessions were very difficult. Diana shared all her guilt feelings, fears, bad thoughts. Diana, Dr. Peterson asked in the third session, what do you think a perfect mother is like? She always loves her child. She enjoys spending time with him. She's patient, kind, Diana listed. So what is a real mother like? Diana thought. I don't know. A real mother sometimes gets tired. sometimes feels helpless, sometimes asks for help, and this is normal. These conversations were very enlightening for Diana. She was learning that she didn't need to be so harsh on herself. In the third week of treatment, small improvements began in Diana. She still panicked when William cried, but now she was starting to enter his room. "Today, I was able to hold him in my arms for 10 minutes," Diana happily told Doctor. "This is wonderful progress," Dr. Peterson praised, "but I'm still scared. What if I hurt him?" "Diana, there's a difference between harmful thoughts and harmful actions. You will never hurt William." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. Because you love him. Depression is blocking your love but not destroying it." These words were very meaningful for Diana. She really loved him, she just couldn't feel it. In the fifth week of treatment, a big change began in Diana. She was now spending more time with William. She wasn't relying on Barbara so much. "Charles," Diana said one evening, "I gave William a bath today." Charles was surprised. "Really? How was it?" "I was very scared at first. But then he laughed. He smiled at me, Charles. For the first time, I felt happy looking at him." Charles hugged Diana. "This is wonderful. I'm so happy." "Me too," Diana replied with tears in her eyes. "I felt like a mother for the first time." In the second month of treatment, Diana could now stay with William at night, feed him, play games with him. She still had difficult days, but she no longer felt helpless. "Dr. Peterson," Diana asked in one session, "will this problem come back?" "It's possible," Dr. Peterson answered honestly, "but now you know how to cope. You recognize the warning signs." "What are the warning signs?" "Excessive fatigue, feeling of helplessness, loss of pleasure. When you notice these, you immediately ask for help." Diana nodded. "I learned. Asking for help isn't weakness. On the contrary, asking for help requires courage." By the third month of treatment, Diana had almost completely recovered. She had formed a strong bond with William. She now enjoyed holding him, playing with him. But the most important thing Diana learned was something completely different. She had learned that trying to be a perfect mother was unnecessary. "Charles," Diana said one evening, "I'm not a perfect mother." Charles worried. "Why are you saying that?" "Because there's no such thing as a perfect mother," Diana smiled. "I'm a real mother. Sometimes I get tired, sometimes I make mistakes, but I love William very much." Charles was very happy to see this change in Diana. "You're a wonderful mother, Diana." "I'm not wonderful," Diana shook her head, "but I'm enough. And that's enough." In the fourth month of treatment, Diana was having her final sessions with Dr. Peterson. "Diana, how was this journey for you?" Dr. Peterson asked. "The hardest thing I've experienced in my life," Diana confessed, "but also the most educational." "What did you learn?" "Postpartum depression wasn't my failure. It was a medical condition. Asking for help isn't something to be ashamed of, and trying to be a perfect mother is toxic." Dr. Peterson smiled. "These are very big insights." "Most importantly," Diana continued, "I now know I love William." Depression had hidden this for a while, but hadn't destroyed it. Dr. Peterson nodded. "Motherhood is this complex. Society puts perfect mother pressure, but no one talks about real challenges. Especially if you're a public figure," Diana added. "I'm Princess Diana. I thought everything about me had to be perfect." "But you're also a human being." "Yes. And unlearning this lesson wasn't easy at all." When Diana finished treatment, she had become a completely different mother. She now had a very strong bond with William. She played games with him, sang to him, hugged him at every opportunity. Charles was very pleased to see this change. "Diana, you're completely different now." "Because I no longer feel guilty for being myself," Diana replied. Postpartum depression was an illness, not a character deficiency. "Do you regret getting treatment?" "Absolutely not," Diana said decisively. "If I hadn't gotten treatment, I would never have been able to form this bond with William." This experience strengthened Diana greatly. She was now much more sensitive to mental health issues, and in the future, she would do very important work on these topics. When William was 6 months old, Diana was now a confident mother. But most importantly, she was a real mother. Not a perfect mother who couldn't be perfect, but a real mother who loved her child very much. "Charles," Diana said one night, "I think this experience made me a better person." "How?" "I understand people struggling with mental health better. I don't judge. My compassion has increased." This would become one of Diana's greatest legacies. She would be the first royal family member to dare to talk about mental health issues. But at that time, she only knew one thing. Being a mother wasn't as easy as in fairy tales. Real motherhood included challenges, struggles, and growth. And Diana Spencer had fought and won against postpartum depression, becoming a real mother. On William's first birthday, as Diana held him in her arms, she thought, how difficult this journey was. But it was worth it. Every moment was worth it. Diana now knew that there was no need to be a perfect mother. Being a good mother was enough. And being a real mother who loved William, who bonded with him, was more important than anything. Postpartum depression had almost destroyed Diana. But thanks to treatment, she had emerged from this process as a stronger, more real mother. And most beautifully, this strong bond they formed with William would become the most meaningful part of Diana's life.